Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I wanted to jump on here real quickly because I wanted to share with you some of the new Simon Hurley inks. These are new colors of Stellar inks, as well as a new release of previous colors as Stellar inks on the foam pads. So first, let's take a look at the new colors that have been released. So there are 12 new colors of Stellar inks that have just been released, and I've labeled all of them. I've also stamped them all out. 7 of these are brand new colors to the Simon Hurley line, and 5 will be familiar colors, but they're now on the Stellar ink pads, which are the foam pads. And for those of you who've seen my videos before, you know that I am a huge fan of these Stellar inks. I like the Simon Hurley formulation of ink on the foam pad. There are a couple of new stamp sets with coordinating dies as well. The left one is called Ho Ho Ho, and the right one is called Christmas Hugs. These are so much fun. One kind of has a sketched look, and the other is pretty familiar if you know Simon Hurley's character stamps like that. So I'm using first the Christmas Hugs stamp set, and I have the Snowman in my mini Misty, and I'll use the Stellar Ink Black Widow. This is such an amazing black ink. I almost always feel like I have to stamp things twice, but not with Black Widow ink. I stamped that once and look at how crisp and clear that came out. Absolutely amazing. So I also used it for the sentiment. That sentiment is from the stamp set. Now the Christmas Hugs stamp set comes with dies that can cut out all the images. It does not come with sentiment dies because they are all sentiment strips. So I'm using a little bit of the Simon Hurley Stellar Ink refills just to add a teeny drop onto my glass mat and use a little bit of water to water it down, and then pick it up with a brush and color in just a few spots. Obviously, the snowman is going to be the color of snow, so I don't have to color in the body, but I wanted to color in the little holly, the berries, the carrot nose, and this little scarf. And I am not using a lot of water here because I'm actually not using watercolor paper. I just ordered some of the Simon Hurley watercolor paper that's smooth, and I am so excited to try it out. As soon as I get it, I will try it out and I'll let you know what I think. I'm sure I'm gonna love it, but I'll let you know and show you how that trying out process goes. Anyways, there's the snowman and the sentiment. So now I'll just trim down that sentiment into a sentiment strip, and I'll use that die to cut out the snowman. So now I have this new Stellar ink. This is called Pompous, which I think is such a fun name for an ink. And I'm using one of the Simon Hurley brushes to just ink blend a light purple background. So I'll just speed this up because I know you don't need to watch me blend every second. Just trust me when I say that blending with these inks is an absolute dream. Look at how nice and smooth that came out. So I'll place this inside the Simon Hurley 3D embossing folder that's called Damask, and I'll actually put a little rolled up piece of Spellbinder's Best Ever Craft tape behind the panel just in case I need to do this twice. I probably won't need to because look at how deep and wonderful this color purple is. This is Crown Me, which is an original color of Simon Hurley inks, but now it's on the foam pad. And check that out when you run it through the die cut machine. I love this. If you haven't seen Simon Hurley's reel where he does a bunch of different colors on that damask background and then swipes black ink over top, you need to check it out. It's amazing. The background is just incredible. So here I'll take my little snowman and I'll pop him up on the panel, which was cut down to 4 by 5 1/4, and pop up the sentiment strip right above him. So much fun, so easy to create. I just adore these inks. I was so excited when new colors were coming out. I just love new colors of ink. It's like such a happy day when you have new colors to play with, and they're so much fun. So this is Iced Out. This is a new color as well. It's kind of a nice little mint color, and I'll use that to ink blend this entire A2 piece of white cardstock. And I did actually grab the same time that I grabbed the watercolor paper. I did grab some of Simon's white, stark white paper that is supposed to be really great for ink blending. So I'm going to try that out as well, and I'll let you know what I think about that too. So next I put the Tiny Diamonds stencil on top of that ink blended background, and now I'll use a slightly darker color. This is the Tropical Tango, and I'll just blend that right on top. I love this look. It's kind of a tone on tone look because the inks have a similar kind of color to them. And then the other great thing that you can do with foam ink pads is you can swipe right along the edge, and it just comes out so amazing. You don't have to color the entire piece of cardstock if you know you're just using it as a mat. You might as well save some ink and just swipe along the edges there. And then I'll cut the panel down to about 4 by 5 1/4. Next, I'll take a couple of the stamps from the Ho 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 stamp set. I have the trio of snowflakes, and then I have a sentiment as well. Now for this stamp set, the dies do cut out the sentiments as well. I'm going back to that watercoloring because it was kind of so much fun. I usually get really nervous about watercoloring, but as long as I know that it doesn't have to be this kind of very intense, knowledgeable thing, if I can just kind of color things in, I'm okay with that. So this is one of those. I'm just going to go through and color in these snowflakes, and you'll see as I go that I let each snowflake dry, move on to the second one, and then I might go back in and add some additional color to certain areas of the snowflakes to add just a little bit of diversity of how dark the colors are on the snowflake. And I think that adds a little bit of interest. Now I'll just set that aside to fully dry. I'll do something a little bit different this time with another color of refill there. I'll just add a little bit of water and then dip the brush in and then tap on the handle. And this is a really easy way to create your own spritz look. So you don't have to buy all the different colors. If you have some refills on hand, you can try it with that. I'll take that panel, cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, add a little bit of Spellbinder's tape runner on the back, and then mat it onto the piece that we swiped the ink on the edges, and then use some foam squares to pop up the snowflakes and the sentiment. Super easy, lots going on there, stenciling, watercoloring, and spritzing, but super, super easy and lots of fun. All right, for this card, I wanted to use a bunch of different colors of inks, and one way I like to do that is to create a rainbow on the panel. So I did start with Stupid Cupid, which is a new color. I did use one of the previous colors, Guppy, for the orange because I was looking for something a little bit of brighter than the check engine, which is an orange as well, but a deeper kind of rustier looking orange. And I wanted something super, super bright. So I'll just keep going with my rainbow, going down towards Clear Skies, which is also a previous color. And then I'll add that new Pompous at the bottom. I absolutely love this purple. I have never been a huge fan of purple, but I don't know, this color is really amazing. I'll add a little bit of, this time, the iridescent or sparkle spritz from Spellbinders because I wanted to add a little bit of shimmer to this, but not too much, just a little touch here and there, and I'll let that dry. Next, I took the trees from the Ho 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 stamp set and stamped that right on top of the rainbow, and then stamped Merry Christmas on a piece of white cardstock. I'll cut that out with the coordinating die by holding the die in place with a little Spellbinder's Best Ever craft tape. Once again, I cut down the panel to 4 by 5 1/4. I'll add a little tape runner to the back, and I'll mat that on some white cardstock. I just think that helps really finish off the card here and make it a little bit even brighter than it already is. And then I'll pop up the Merry Christmas right above the image. Again, so much fun to create with these different new colors and some of the familiar colors. I love these inks. I cannot recommend them enough. And if you have trouble with ink blending, you might want to try these as well. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.